Everybody, it's Old School Nerd, and again, we're back to do another reaction. And today it's going to be, I'm not saying it's going to be different because it's not different, but this song it was requested during the live stream, and because it was in the top 10 of our requests, it has to be done before the next live stream, as promised. And this one is a little long. This one comes from Ginzu. Ginzu requested a few of them, and he even warned us. He says, do Ayreon, The Day the World Breaks Down. It's a long one, but worth a watch. I trust Ginzu. Ginzu knows what he's talking about. I've known Ginzu for approximately 3 days. But he's never steered us wrong. That's a dumb thing to say because he's never steered us. But anyway, let's check this one out. I'm going to move my beard out of the way. So, you know, slide this over. Now, one thing that he did say was this one's very elaborate on the conversation parts of it. So I may not have, according to the video, it's a band source. So the band kind of similar to some of the videos that we've done in the past where we get to watch the band play the song, like Unleash the Archers. Could you imagine if Unleash the Archers did The Awakening, you know, the full band playthrough, but yet put comments in about how they felt and what they were thinking when they did it? Shit, if that's the case, you don't even need me. But I'm here. All right, guys. So this one goes out for Ginzu. This is, I believe this was the number 4 request this week, so it's got to get done. It's in the top 10. So, oh, and for all those who are wondering, if you did a super chat request this weekend, and it's not in the top 10, don't worry. Yours will get done, and you're going to get the shout out. It just may not be before Sunday. Like I said, the top 10 are guaranteed the following week, but the rest of them will get done. You have my word. Like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for coming in. We've hit 30,000 subscribers already, which means this Sunday's stream, we're giving away some swag and some prizes and stupid shit. Because that's what we do, because we appreciate it. We love all you guys. It'll be, this Sunday stream will be in the afternoon. We are going to alternate morning, afternoon, because some of you are like, I can't get up that early, or it's too late for me, or so this way, by doing one in the morning, one in the afternoon, everyone gets a chance to see the live stream. And I think that's very important. Check us out on oldschoolnerd.com. It's got our social media, the Patreon, and of course the merchandise store. Check us out there. We appreciate it very much. This is Ayreon, The Day the World Breaks Down. This is what Ginzu wants, and this is what Ginzu is going to get. Let's do this. The sound of wind. Oh. My light is really, really blue. Ah, much better. What?
A silence so deafening.
11 singers?
As the stillness surrounds us, a rush of fear is surging through our veins. A shadow so menacing.
I'm going to move myself out a little bit more so we can read all this.
Darkens our horizon. What have we done? Is this the end? When death descends.
Who are the Alphans? Can anyone tell me what that is? Some of you are really into this song. Some of you are already into Ayreon really, really, really like a lot. And so similar to Nightwish, Baby Metal, The Warning, Sabaton, Amarith, Rammstein, all these bands, right? There are a lot of you who are super fans. You know everything about it. So similar to the level of if they're telling a story like Coheed and Cambria are telling that you are common to tell stories back in the day, you're going to understand what the terminology is. I don't. If you don't mind, just fill in the blanks for me. Appreciate it. Oh, I love that. Okay, for those who don't know, and this is just, look, I know a lot of you know, okay? I want to share something with you, okay?
When death descends.
Okay, you see this thing spinning? A lot of people don't realize that there are two types of organs. Okay, the original organ is a pipe organ where compressed air is sent through tubes, pipe organs. Some churches still have them, where the air is funneled through giant whistles, like 20 feet tall, or 3 to 6 meters high, and with the bevels, and you've seen them in cathedrals, right? But those are very rare now, right? You only see them in like huge churches. But once the advent of electricity occurred, they realized that they could make a cyclonic resonator, which is this thing right here. It's a bell horn that spins in a gimbal. If you've ever seen an organ in a church or an organ at a music hall, but there's not a pipe organ, you'll see the organ itself sitting there. And some organs have this resonator, this coil cyclonic resonator inside the organ. But I remember when I was a kid and I was growing up, the church I went to, there was always a wooden box. There was a wooden box next, either behind the organist or in front of the organ. And it looked like a cabinet, a square cube, like it was a cube cabinet. And there were these little slats in it. And you could see something looking like it was flashing inside, but it wasn't flashing. It's because it was this thing right here spinning inside. And it was giving that look like something was inside flashing. It's a resonator. It's what gives the organ that sound that you're used to hearing, it's this. So, and then nowadays organs can be digital, so the sound is digitally sampled and it's put through. So you're not going to see a resonator like this sitting next to Omos in a Nightwish concert. It's all digitally sampled. But of course, to Omos also has the London Philharmonic Orchestra. Actually, they recorded the full range of their notistry of all instruments, and he has it, and it's actually digitally sampled from them, and it's in his music catalog of his keyboard suite. So when you go to a Nightwish concert and you see to Omos playing strings, those are actually recorded samples of the London Philharmonic. Well, that has nothing to do with that. But if you want to know about organs and you're not familiar with organs, everything that I've just told you is all I know about organs. I don't know why there's 3 levels of keys. I know that they have the floor pedals on the bottom, and I know that has something to do with you can play with 2 hands, like top. There's like multiple levels of an organ, and then on the bottom there's also keys on the bottom. The half notes and the blacks, the ivories and the black, ebonies and ivories on the floor. You play with your feet, which is interesting because for those of you who love Rush, you know that for a long time when Geddy Lee is playing his key parts in Rush, he's still the bass player and he's doing it with his foot. And the arrangement of the keys below on the feet was an organ pedal arrangement, so he could play the bass with his foot. This video is already 13 minutes and 18 seconds long, and I'm rambling on about organs and shit. I should shut the fuck up. Wow. It's so awesome. I'm sorry. It's so awesome that they're putting all this information in the video for two reasons. Number one, it keeps me from going, hey, if anybody knows what this is, could you please let me know? And the other thing is, it's impossible for me to fuck up the names of people I don't know if you guys can read it yourselves. Some very technical and conductive knowledge being shared here in the bottom of the screen. It's very technical wording here. It's the heavy part. Wow. Simone Simmons, I've heard of her name before. Can somebody tell me who she is? I think I heard the name Simone Simmons in relation to Floriansen. Have they sung before? Is Simone Simmons the woman from Epica? I could be completely wrong, but I know I've heard the name Simone Simmons somewhere in my Nightwish journey and my journey through Epica and those symphonic metal bands this last 4 months. I remember her name. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm totally wrong, someone in the comments, please let everyone know that Old School Nerd's an idiot again. He's a very Ronnie James Dio voice to him. Oh, look. He talks about the rotating speaker cabinet. Check it out. See? The rotating speaker. Like I said, it's a cyclonic resonator in the speaker cabinet. So it's a Hammond organ, and he's right. If you guys think about it, if you go back and Boston and Chicago and all these big super rock bands of the late 70s in the early 80s were really into using that Hammond, that resonating organ in a lot of their riffs. Here's a really good one. If you go and you list Jamal, aka Jamel, if you've ever seen his reaction channel, he has a ton of followers and he does amazing reactions. He loves music about as much as I do. But I get more technical. He gets more into the groove of it. But Jamal does a reaction to, I think, Boston, More Than a Feeling, and the intro to it, and the organ part. He's freaking out. Please check it out. In fact, if I might even, oh, there it is. I'm going to put it up at the top so you guys can check it out. I have no problem you guys checking out really cool other reactors, because this isn't a competition. This is us sharing how we feel about music with all of you, and you can't go wrong with Jamal. So
I always knew this would happen. Not many believed in my cause. I'm sure they will all turn to me now. I'm sure I am the only one who can save us from this fate.
this is straight up like a metal symphonic passion play. It's really, really cool. It kind of, I'm going to say this and please don't get mad. It kind of makes you feel like it's a Coheed and Cambria ISK type of situation where it's a story kind of like a Coheed and Cambria song or lithiad of songs, but at the same time, instead of it just being, just being Claudio, it's all these different vocalists telling all these different stories. So when you're talking about what Ayreon's doing in this story, there are two iconic historical examples of this. Coheed and Cambria with Claudio's sci-fi world he creates in many of their beginning albums. And of course, as we all know, 2112 from Rush. That's what this reminds me of. It reminds me more of 2112 with Rush, but instead of it just being Rush, it's a bunch of different musicians. It's very similar. And if you're going to compare something to another thing, I can't think of another tip of the hat that is more honorific to Ayreon to be compared to 2112. I'm sure Ayreon has spent many an hour listening to 2112 and quite a few other Rush albums, because that's kind of what this reminds me of. And that's a good thing. Good job, Ayreon.
I always knew they would need me. Not many show faith in my plans. I'm sure they will listen to me now.
I love his
I'm sure
sound.
that I'm the only one who can save us from this Yes, I believe you are the answer. Yes, I agree you are the key. Your future lies in the
He's amazing. That is awesome. By the way, and I'm letting you know if you haven't caught on to it, he's singing binary. Just zeros and ones. That's all he's doing. Because he's a machine. He's TH-1. Get it? But he's taking... It just hit me. You know what it reminds me of? You know what you're realizing he's doing? Because he's TH1, he's a machine, like the AI, the machine collective or whatever. He's kind of doing like the Borg, where they're all talking with one voice, but there's many, many voices. But they're all speaking zeros and ones. Him just singing zeros and ones just made my head explode. And it's really good. See? One. It's obviously prog rock. I mean, all the great prog rock bands. The two that I love, of course, I've already said, is Rush and Coheed and Cambria as progressive rock. Rush is the greatest of all time prog rock band, considering the reason why I say that they're the greatest of all time is because most prog rock bands are multi-instrumental, like 8, 9, 10 members, right? Like this right here is dozens of people collectively making this song. Rush did progressive prog rock with 3 guys, period, which is still amazing. Coheed and Cambria does it with 2 guitars, a bassist, a drummer, and Claudio's ridiculous range and storytelling ability. Ayreon, for those who have not figured out yet, is the guy playing the bass, the guitar, and the organ. With the long hair, that guy, yeah, obviously that's him. He's telling his story. But he knows that to put together his vision, to bring together the story that he wants to tell and the art he wants to portray, he needs people that he loves. And because this is a passion for him, obviously. He's got all these amazing musicians and artists from all over the world to bring his vision together. This is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Ginzu does it again. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry the video is already at 23 minutes, but I couldn't stop. I mean, it's me, guys. It's me. You know I'm going to talk about stuff. It could be worse. I could have read all this stuff out loud.
I must have been blind. I mean, it should have been obvious.
Nice.
Straight out of my mind to rely on the cold machine. The sounds are strong. I know I was wrong. I know they will hate me now. Ooh, but I will come clean and destroy this cold machine.
Wow. He's got a Steve Perry clear voice, doesn't he? You know what I'm saying? He has that super high range. It's super clear, but you know that if he wanted to, he could just belt the top off of that mic. That guy's amazing. Nice. That was really good, man. That was really good. Welcome to the 70s, everybody. That was insane. Man, I'm telling you right now. Okay, I also want to say that there's been a few people that have asked me to do Ayreon, and I haven't until now because it was in the top 10, so I had to do it. I had no choice. But wow, that was really impressive. It was really good. And it showcased a lot of amazing, talented musicians and artists who wanted to share their vision and share their talents for his vision. Last year we lost Neil Peart and a lot of the other visionaries that we remember as kids that would tell these epic progressive rock metal tales are leaving us, you know. Just also last year, Marco decided to step away from Nightwish, and we hope that Nightwish continues. We hope Marco comes back. But bands like Sabaton, bands, and of course, Ayreon, continue the storytelling in metal and rock, which is needed because Rush is never coming back. And we still have Coheed and Cambria, and we still have a lot of other artists that are telling these tales, but it's good to see that there are still bands that are willing to tell the epic tale through music. And it's awesome we have YouTube to share it. Thank you very much. My name is Old School Nerd. And yes, I am old, but you're never too old to find an older artist that's doing new music and telling a classic tale of man versus machine with the help of quite a few amazing friends. All right. Thank you. See you on the next one.